Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to review the Smith Wesson Compact 22. On today's review, we got the Smith Wesson 22 Compact. It is a 22 long rifle. This is the compact version. It holds 10+1. The full size, quote unquote, holds 12+1. So going tip to butt on this thing, it does have a threaded barrel. I have just the threaded protector on here. Smith & Wesson does sell a adapter, so if you did want to put a compensator or a suppressor on this, you can definitely do that. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos with it suppressed and with compensators on it. It's a little goofy with the compensator, but you do you. It does have your standard 3-dot sights. The rears are adjustable for windage and elevation. Slide very slick, very light, so if you're new to shooting a pistol, this is very friendly to shoot. It does have a loaded chamber indicator. Just has this little cutout so you can see if it's loaded or not. It does have a ambidextrous safety. The slide stop, slide release is just on the left side of the gun. The magazine release is swappable from side to side. It does have the hinged trigger. From the factory, it does have a magazine safety, so if you do want to let down the trigger, you will have to put a magazine in. Take it out of battery just a little bit, just so it doesn't get that little nick at the top of the barrel. It is just a 22 after all. If you do dry fire it too much, you will get a little bit of feeding issues with that burr, and I can kind of show you close up on that. Mine's got a little bit of a burr. I was hanging up a little bit earlier, but I do have a tool to knock that nick back out. It does have a little Picatinny rail section, so if you want to put lights and lasers on it, I did put my TRL7 on it just for giggles the one time. It does fit. The texture, it's there. It's not super aggressive. It's more smooth. Honestly, it's kind of for looks, but I'm not really going to use this for anything serious, in my opinion. For me, it's just a fun little range toy and a fun little trainer. I need to introduce someone into shooting a pistol that's more representative of like an actual pistol. So instead of a, is it Mark II, Mark IIIs, and Mark IVs, they have the little charging handle off the back. This one actually has a full reciprocating slide. Takedown is really easy on it. Remove the magazine. What you're going to do is slide it all the way to the back. You have this front lever here, and it has a little cutout. All you got to do is flip it down, and this is a fixed barrel, so all you do, pull it to the back, bring it up, and slide it forward. So you'll have slide assembly, a little recoil spring right here. It does only go in one way. It has a little notch. So it is not a striker fired handgun. It does have an internal hammer. I'm gonna let that up so you can see it's got its own little hammer there. With it being a 22, I do have to clean this fairly often. You usually get about 500 rounds through it before it starts gumming up, especially on the feed ramp here. Sometimes I'll just wipe it with my finger. As you can see, it's pretty dirty already. I do kind of wipe out the rails and a little metal piece that actually pushes the hammer back, but other than that, it's fairly reliable. So like I was saying earlier, you can develop a burr, and what you'll notice, that burr will cause it, and I can feel it just pushing it in, but you'll get a failure to extract just from that little burr catching on the brass. I really wish I could remember what the tool was called. It's called a 22 swaging tool. Basically what it is, it looks like a screwdriver bit that is kind of beveled, and you stick that on the end of the cleaning rod, pull it through, and kind of just turn it, and it should knock that burr up. Reading some forms and stuff, you don't want to file that off because then it'll take away from the actual barrel, and it could cause like light strikes, if I could talk. Reassembly is easy. Just make sure the ramp, you'll have the flat side and then the ramp side of the spring guide. Push that in there. It doesn't lock in, as you can see. Just have it drop out. You're going to want to pull it back kind of level, push it down, and I always just let it go forward because then I can kind of strategize on how I'm going to actually put this back together. Just line it up with the half moon and let it slide forward. I personally took the magazine safety out of it just so when I do clean it and stuff, I don't have to put a magazine in it to decock it. So just bring it out of battery a little bit and pull the trigger and pull with the hammer. Kind of just ride home. Overall, this is a great little 22. Really, the only cons is it gets dirty really fast, so definitely bring a rag, but that's not really the fault of the gun itself. This is the first firearm I've ever bought. It is, in my opinion, a must-have. I think everyone should own a 22. It's super fun to shoot, super cheap to shoot. It's a great confidence builder. You don't really have to worry about recoil or anything. You can just focus on the fundamentals of marksmanship. At the time I purchased this, it was about 4 years ago. They're going for about $325, $350. The one with the adapter was $25 more. I think that's really all you're paying for. Overall, in today's prices, 22 is still fairly reasonable to shoot, so you don't have to worry about burning a ton of money. You can shoot a couple hundred rounds just practicing on the fundamentals, having fun, mag dumping in the trash, which we all love. So we will see you guys on the next one. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. Give you a little mag dump.